Hello, it's Rick from Rick's Knives. I was sitting here making a sheath, actually the second sheath for the same knife. Lesson learned, I got into a big hurry, made a left-handed sheath for a right-handed guy. So I have an extra sheath. Anyhow, I wanted to show a little bit of my stitching, and I'm no expert by any means at making sheaths. I have kind of a system I've gathered down with some mediocre tools that seem to work okay. The results, I think, overall turned out pretty good. I don't have a stitching pony, but I did make something that works that I could at least be in the house on a table and able to work in some sort of comfort when it comes to at least that portion of this package that goes out when knife and sheath situation. So I'm going to attempt to at least just show a little bit of the stitching, a little bit of the setup I have on a tabletop, which for me works good, and we'll see what you guys think. So this is the little stitching pony I came up with. Obviously it's a woodworking clamp that I just lined the top with some leather and set it on my tabletop, and it holds pretty good. It's a little unstable probably as opposed to a true stitching pony, um, but it works okay. And I've made several sheaths with it and kind of getting used to the nuances of getting tangled in whatever little handles and screws and whatnot. So I've learned to work around it like we all do with just kind of the things that we have on hand. So I'll try and set this phone up a little bit and give you an idea of kind of how I do my stitching. It's nothing special, but it holds well, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, I've done a few stitches already, and I'll try and keep my hands out of the way. I'm wearing gloves because I'm rushing this thing a bit. It's still a little bit damp from the dye, and so I go through with needle 1, needle 2 on the other side, and I've already gotten a few stitches done. I go through the next hole, I pull that one through all the way, and I pull it up a little bit with some tension, and then I come through the bottom of that other side so that you're not snagging it on that thread. And then I see guys just coming through and cinching up just fine, but what I've done just to kind of extra, I don't know if you can see that needle, but I come around the bottom end and I just kind of set it there and pull that needle through, and it kind of gives it a half hitch is what they call it. And so it ties a small knot in every stitch. And so if one stitch behind or two gets nicked, then it kind of holds similar to like the end. So I go back through, go to the bottom, half hitch around, pull through, and cinch it up, and continue that on through to the end. And once you kind of develop a system of going through the bottom, half hitching behind or forward, kind of follow that, because what it does is it allows your stitches to be uniform as they go down the whole length of the sheath, so that when you look at it, it does make a difference. It doesn't seem like it does, but going under or over as you come through the backside, the thread kind of has a big play on the aesthetics, I think, mostly, not necessarily the structure of it, but you kind of want it to look nice, and that's the overall effect. So I'll show it again when it's all finished. right, that only took a few minutes or so. We're coming towards the end of this sheath, and mostly I just wanted to put a little video out there for other people that might want to try and make their own sheath and use something like this setup. It took me 5 minutes to, put a little leather on there. Before this, I thought I'd get a stitching pony, but I had a couple of sheaths I needed to make before I would even get it in if I ordered it. Or I thought, I'll make one, and that takes a little bit of time just to get out there and make one, and I was busy, and so hopefully others can kind of see this and make do until we have time to do make one or order one or whatnot, and it's adequate, and we can put out some decent product from the comfort of a living room. That's kind of something I like to do. Your end of a knife build, you still need to make the sheath, and okay, we're down to the last stitch. I just wanted to show one more thing. I do that last stitch like the first stitch, and do that half hitch we talked about, and pull both through. And then instead of leaving this on the good side, and I consider this the back side, depending on whether you're left or right-handed sheath, I'll take my little scrap that I'm going to cut off and go back through so that both my ends that are going to be cut and burned are on the back side. Just cinch it up good and tight, and that way you kind of don't have the possibility of even just the little burn end that's going to be on there. Alright, well, here's that sheath. It's all finished, and not too bad. There's obviously some amazing leather workers out there that I've gleaned information off through YouTube, and thought I'd share just a little tidbit for those that are just kind of starting out, and you can put out some decent product with just a little tabletop unit like that. And here's the knife that goes with it. Little bushcraft doodad. I obviously still need to, finish this off. I'll edge coat the edges, wet form the knife, and get it to the guy who wants it. Thanks for watching, and look forward to just kind of putting out a little information as I think about it, and appreciate it.